Hi, my name is Julia and this is my YouTube channel Sewing Box Somerset. This week I was doing something a little bit different. I usually do patchwork and quilting, but I needed to do something with a couple of charity shop purchases, shall we say. There's a lot of secret Santas going on at the moment, and one of the favourites at the moment is to buy something in a charity shop for somebody. And I don't want to just buy something that's just going to go straight back to the charity shop. I thought what I would do is try and buy something and make it into something that's actually maybe wearable, useful, etc. So I decided I was going to buy a sweatshirt, just a plain bog standard sweatshirt, a bit oversized, and see what I could do with it. And this is the aforementioned sweatshirt. What I've done with it is I've cut off the ribbing to make it just a little bit shorter. Cut off the ribbing on the sleeves as well, so it looks more like a jumper than a sweatshirt. I've got a roll neck under it as well because it's really cold in here. And then what I did was this reverse applique on the front, and I've used Liberty scraps in here to make it look a little bit more fun. And I've used a really nice decorative stitch around the sleeve and also on the hem as well, and on the shoulders, because it was really oversized, I've done like a drawstring effect. So I've just been able to just sort of tighten those up a little bit. You can tighten it out quite a lot if you wanted like a 3/4 length sleeve or whatever, but I just thought it might be fun to show you how I did it. So here's a quick video. What I've got here, I've got a piece of Liberty scrap I had. I've put Stitch and Tear on the back, which is just iron on, and that's just going to give it a bit more stability. Got pins here. I've actually marked out the hearts that I'm going to stitch, and I need to go underneath, right side up, lay this so that I can get a pin through there and a pin at the bottom. I'm going to put a couple more pins in here and then take it to the machine and stitch these bits. And I just wanted to talk you through the stitch that I'm going to use on the machine. So I'm ready to stitch. I've got my open toe foot on here so I can kind of see where I'm going. What I've got thread wise is I've actually got double whammy. I've got one here and I've got one on here. I've got something that's got a little bit of polyester in it, which is going to give it a little bit more stretch as we go. And I have threaded up, I've got a top stitch needle size 14, so it's got a nice big eye. And I've threaded up both of these through all the way down, and so I've doubled it. Now this thread on the top is about 100 weight, and a bit like needles, the higher the number for thread, the thinner it is. So they're not particularly thick threads, and what I'm trying to get the equivalent of is something like a top stitch here. You can see what I've got here, and this is a size 12, a 12 weight. So you've got these threads that you can get, but if you don't have any, this is a good way of cheating if you don't have the particular colour you're looking for. So I've picked this sort of peachy pink colour because it's basically that colour in the flowers there. And the stitch that I'm going to use, again, because it's got a little bit of stretch in it, and not only that, but I want it to really show up, is my very favourite, the triple stitch. And the triple stitch is that one, let me just get that started right, it's this one here. It's basically the one that walks forwards and backwards and forwards again, which is why it's a stretch stitch. It allows the fabric to kind of stretch out and then pull back. So it is on pretty much every single machine, whatever kind of machine that you've got. But if you're sewing anything that with stretch fabrics, this is your stretch straight stitch for your seams and things, and it will just give it the ability to stretch. But it also means that it's a lot thicker because it doing it 3 times, so I always think it looks more like a hand done back stitch rather than just a single line of straight stitching. Right, so let's crack on. So I'm ready to start, but what I want to do here, it's a little bit of housekeeping for using these thicker threads. I'm just going to do needle down, needle up, and I'm holding on to those 2 top threads, and I want to bring up that bobbin thread. So I've now got all 3, and take it to the back, tuck it in, and then needle back down. So I'm starting, I know I've got a good start. I'm going to hold on to these so that I can give them a little bit of tension, just to keep them up and out of the way, so that it's not just going to, the machine's not going to get the hump and push it all down into the feed dogs or anything. It'll give it a nice clean start. Once you've done a few stitches, you can just either trim it up or just let go of that. And you'll see as it's going forwards and backwards, there it goes back and it's coming forwards, that is when I'm going to lift and turn just to get it in, so I can get a nice smooth way round. So another few stitches, there we go. I'm starting to lose the line again, so backwards and forwards, and then lift and turn. I'm going to put my pivot, I've got a pivot on this machine, so I will do that. Right, so back, forwards, there you go. Thing you need to remember is do not use your thread cutter when you're using those thicker threads. So having stitched that round, I am now going to make a small hole, and I'm being really careful not to go through the fabric underneath. So I'm double checking, that's it, so I can just get that small hole there, and look, I can see the underneath now. And I can go in with my scissors, and I'm just going to trim away and just leave a couple of millimeters. I normally trim, you know, roughly first, and then I'll go in with smaller scissors and really neaten that up so that it looks nice and tidy. And it won't fray with sweatshirting. What it'll do is just gently roll up as it gets worn. So now I'm going to hem the bottom and the sleeves using the same stitch, and you'll notice I am stitching on the top here. What I've done is I'm using one of my fancy zigzag type stitches because that's going to give it a little bit of stretch, and I'm using the widest setting. I've folded under at least an inch, so that when I'm stitching there's going to be more above it. You'll see what I mean in a second. So that zigzag look gives you a really good amount of stretch there, and then you can trim away the excess underneath so you get a nice neat finish underneath. Job done.